Hello, all of our Disney Channel loving friends. I'm Gabby, and welcome to Once Upon a DCOM mini episode edition. So I'm here with my friend Natalie. How you doing today, Natalie?
So good. Hi, everyone.
Yes, so we are in between seasons 1 and 2 of our podcast, Once Upon a DCOM, where we take some time to walk down memory lane and rewatch some of our favorite and not favorite Disney Channel original movies. We talk about what we liked, if they hold up, where the stars are now, and what the critics think. But as we are in between seasons, we're taking a little break to slow down and give you guys some really fun, different kind of content based on what we've already talked about. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that there is a fun little visual component happening over on the YouTube channel during these 4 mini episodes. So if you're someone who just listens to the audio, that's totally fine. We love you for it. You don't have to change, but it would really help us out if you guys could check out the YouTube channel as well. And we've got a little treat for you there for all these mini episodes, little pictures to help you follow along with what we're talking about. So if you can head over there, give a like, give a comment. We would love to see you over on our YouTube channel at Once Upon a DCOM. Okay, let's get started. So for our first mini episode here, mini-sode if you will, we are going to be doing tier rankings of all of the movies that we have watched so far. Natalie, can you please explain further?
For sure. So here's how this is going to work. Instead of ranking like 1 through 18, which is how many episodes we've seen so far, we are doing a tier ranking system. What is a tier ranking system? I'm so glad that you asked. A tier list is like this grouping system where there's certain categories and whatever you're ranking falls into one of those categories. So we present to you the Once Upon a DCOM tiers. At the top, we have untouchable. This means no notes, no criticism will be heard at this time. Second, we have childhood classic. This means it's not perfect, but the nostalgia is perfection. Third, I have notes. This means that the movie was objectively good, but I'd just change one thing and, fill in the blank here. Fourth is never again. This means that seeing it once was enough. I'm glad we witnessed it, but we never need to see it again. And the very bottom tier is flop. Everything here falls under the let me list all the reasons that this movie is a dumpster fire category. So, with that out of the way, Gabby, let's jump in.
I have one question for you before we do. Do you have any movies in flop?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do you?
Excellent. Oh yeah. I got 2.
Oh, yeah. I think I have 2 as well. We might have I don't know if we have the same 2. Anyway, okay. We got to get started. First up, the first movie we reviewed, the Lizzie McGuire movie. Where was this for you?
Okay, for me, I put this in childhood classic because justice for Kate, and we needed more of the romance. But it is such a perfect movie because of the nostalgia.
I hear you, and I say silence your cell phones because this was untouchable for me. This is a top tier film.
All right, that's fair. I mean, I wavered on this one for sure. I was like, it might be untouchable, but I actually have so many in untouchable. I was like, I got to start weeding down. And I remember that we had, oh my gosh, yeah. And so I was like, I feel like this one just had some things that I was like, it could have been just slightly different.
Okay.
Anyways,
speaking of untouchable, second movie that we reviewed, High School Musical. Obviously, if you know anything about me, this is an untouchable movie. This is my number 1.
Okay, I have it in that as well.
Thank you. I was gonna rage if it wasn't. Like, come on.
There is no reason that movie should not be an untouchable if you like Disney at all.
Come on. It's everything. Okay, the third episode, we covered Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. Gabby, where did it land?
Okay, I'm kind of sad about this one. I have it in I have notes only because I didn't see it as a child. I think this might have been a childhood classic, but I didn't watch it as a kid. But I still loved it. What about you?
Yeah, I have notes is also where I put it. I appreciated like the retro futurism, of like the 90s and like the themes and we really like dove in that episode about like the corporate greed and the environmentalism.
Oh, for sure.
But I just like I don't know. This one just doesn't hit like it used to for me. I kind of just wouldn't mind a remake is all I'm saying,
This one is one they should make a remake, not like things that just came out 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, our fourth movie, Cadet Kelly.
Okay. This one is in childhood classic for me because there's a
Mm,
lot of imperfections, but I just loved it growing up. I loved rewatching it. Yeah, I couldn't put it any lower.
yeah. This was I Have Notes. Yeah.
Okay.
The
I mean, that's
acting
fair.
was not great. The editing, I think, is what pushed me over the edge. I like, if you know, you know, guys. Like, oh my
If you know, you
gosh.
know.
Truly,
It's so
it's
bad.
just
Okay.
I love it, but there's just a few things that I would tweak.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I just really loved it as a kid, so it felt unfair to put it lower than this.
Yeah, also the age differences. I just okay, we gotta move on.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah,
move
yeah.
on. Okay, Smart House.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I put it in I have notes. I don't even really have a reason. I just was like, it wasn't a childhood classic and it's not untouchable, but it was pretty dang good. So it just felt like medium to me.
Well, what are your notes then?
Whatever we said in the episode that I currently can't
Oh my
remember.
gosh. Oh, for me, this is childhood classic, almost untouchable. It almost went to untouchable.
Wow.
But I would say like the green screen was what made me go, okay, I can't. But
Yeah,
this
I think
movie.
I think that the only reason I don't have it in childhood classic is because I don't have the nostalgia for it, and I just don't think it's good enough to put in untouchable. But I have to emphasize it's a great movie.
It's
The
a
acting is
great
great.
movie.
The plot is great. But yeah, the CGI is terrible.
Mm. Okay. Okay, moving on. Gosh, we could have a whole nother episode about Smart House.
We really could. We could talk about that movie forever. Maybe I should have put it
I
in
literally
untouchable.
could.
I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I messed that one up.
Yeah, maybe. Let us know what you think. Maybe I should have put it in Untouchables. Anyway, okay,
Possibly.
okay. We're on to Camp Rock. I
Oh,
think I know where you put this.
obviously it's in childhood classic because there's no way it's
Mm-hmm.
untouchable and there's no way
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting it as my childhood classic. It is
Right.
so like I felt things for this movie the
Mm-hmm.
way I didn't feel things for any other movie we've done. I'm talking about like this year. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this movie has brought me back in such a like visceral way. Ugh, yeah, that's all I have to say.
No, totally agreed. I also put childhood classic. It's like
Mhm.
it's not perfect. The acting leaves a lot to be desired, and some of the songs are now painful to listen to, but that is a classic, hands
Wait,
down.
which songs are painful to listen to?
Like Too Cool for You, and the one where the
Oh, yeah.
girl is like in the cafeteria and they're like gyrating and you're like, why? Just
You
some
know
of
what? I
those are just
forgot about
painful.
those. Yeah, so you're right. You're right. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, if you're talking about any of the songs Joe or Mitchie sing, you're wrong.
No, those are great. Those are great.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Then we went into our Halloween episodes. So,
Woo woo.
what did you think about Under Wraps?
I put this in Never Again, which I actually feel like is a tad bit of a disservice to how well made of a movie this is. Under Wraps might be the most movie on this list. Like it's cinematic, it's well made. The child
Yes.
acting is top tier.
Yes.
It might be one of the best made movies, but it did not grip me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not nostalgic. And I felt like I had more than just a few notes when we watched it.
Yes.
So, genuinely, I just looking back at it, I genuinely just felt like seeing it once was enough. I probably won't rewatch it, but I'm really glad I've seen it.
Yes, you literally stole the words from my mouth. Yes, I put this in Never Again, and I said there's like nothing wrong with it. It's genuinely funny, well written, good movie, but it's just not something I ever think I need to see again. Like, I think I got
Correct.
everything that I needed from it in one viewing, you know?
Correct. Yeah. So, like, as a movie being made by Disney, it's untouchable. But as like my reflection on all the movies we've seen, I'm like, don't need to see it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think so. In our future mini-sode episodes, we're going to be giving out some Oscars, and I think we might see Under Wraps in those nominations. But still, I feel like I never need to watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. All right. Let's keep it moving.
All right, girlfriend, we're on zombies.
Okay. Well,
Where did you put
here's the
this?
thing. Not in Untouchable.
Okay.
Uh, I put it in I have notes because I
Mm-hmm.
truly loved it just tremendously. I will watch it again. I've already watched the sequel with some girls from my church that are in the fourth
Oh
grade
my
because I was
gosh.
like, I must continue the saga.
Oh my gosh.
So, obviously not childhood classic, obviously not untouchable, but I want to see it again. So,
Mm.
yeah, the middle one. I have notes.
Yeah, I put it in I have notes. I
Oh,
just I don't even know. I was gonna put it under Never Again, but I was thinking about it and I was like, maybe I would watch it again just so I could get like a clearer understanding of whether I liked it or hated it because I just don't know. Like, I
It was
just don't know.
unclear. Same. Excellent. Okay, next.
All right, Twitches. I will start. This movie's untouchable.
Yes, me too.
Untouchable. Ileana and Karsh. Need I say more?
Let's move on.
Oh, love it. Okay. And then we get to Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
I will start.
I think we are in agreement. Go ahead, Gabby.
Flop.
Flop.
Everything about it is a dumpster fire.
Yes. There's so much wrong with this movie. Like the logic jumps, the creepiness. I can't give any of that a pass.
The writing, the acting, all of it fail.
The trench coat. Oh my god. Okay. we gotta I just can't.
Keep going. It was the worst.
Last of our Halloween ones. Halloween Town. Gabriella, tread carefully on this one.
Untouchable, for sure.
Really?
I don't think there are any notes. It's a perfect movie for what it is. Even though I don't personally love it, I recognize it is a fantastic movie and I do watch it year in and year out.
I love that. I thought you were going to rate it so much lower.
I, in my heart, wanted to, but I just knew, like, it's that good. Like, it defeats the purpose of me ranking it low because I would be wrong.
Yeah, I put it in childhood classic. Like,
okay.
I love her. I love this movie. The vibes, immaculate. It has Debbie frickin' Reynolds in it. And it's like not Halloween if you don't watch Halloween Town. But that being said, like I don't, again, it's not a perfect movie. And there's just a lot where you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think this one had the opposite effect of Xenon for me, where like I would have put it in childhood classic, but I didn't watch it much as a kid. So it felt wrong to put it in I Have Notes. It's too good for that. But childhood classic didn't fit. So it went to untouchable.
Yeah, love it. Okay. You wish! Exclamation point.
Flop.
Flop. Flop.
For you too.
It was all wrong. It was all bad. I literally don't think that movie added any value into my life. And what the heck is a pop-up tart? A pop-up tart?
We were saying it wrong. It was actually a pop-up waffle.
A pop-up waffle? Okay, that makes slightly more sense. Still, no. I never want to see that movie again in my life. That was a flop. That was a horrible movie. Nobody needs to watch it.
It just made me more sad.
Yes. Going from flop to untouchable. Kim Possible movie, so the drama.
100%. Untouchable. Nothing wrong. Perfect
it's the
movie.
Perfect DCOM. Like, we titled that podcast episode, like, it's perfect for a reason. The romance, comedy, drama, action, great soundtrack. It's a perfect movie.
Everything is great. Moving on.
Yeah. Go figure.
I put this in Never Again. I'm glad I've experienced it, and I won't watch it again.
I'm actually shocked you said that. I thought you loved it.
On reflection, I did. And it had the opposite of the zombies effect. Like when I watched zombies, I hated it. And then the next day I woke up and was like, my entire personality has become zombies. This was the opposite. Like when I watched Go Figure, I was like, fantastic. And the next day I was like, that was a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was not good. I'm glad I watched it because Jake Abel was in it. But yeah, Never Again. Never need to see it again.
It's just not a memorable movie.
Here for a college age remake though.
That would be great. You know what that's called? Ice Princess.
Yeah, fair. All right, Stuck in the Suburbs.
I put this in I Have Notes. I felt like it was so much fun, and I truly enjoyed so much of it, but it's not untouchable. And again, wasn't really a childhood classic for me. I did watch it, but like I didn't remember it. I thought the whole thing was about soccer. So it was the same effect as Xenon. Like would have put it in childhood classic.
She's like, isn't this a sports movie? Not even a little bit. This is a childhood classic for me.
Okay, that's fair.
It's near and dear to my heart. Radio Rebel.
Don't make fun of me. I put it in untouchable.
I considered that as well.
It's really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, and it's a more modern-ish one. Not modern, but later than my time watching Disney. And I was so impressed with it, which is hard to do when it doesn't have the nostalgia. So, yeah, I really had hardly any notes on that one.
Yeah, this one, childhood classic for me, even though I didn't watch this as a kid, I honestly really enjoyed it. And I don't think it necessarily belongs in Untouchable because, again, I don't think it's perfect. Especially like the mean girl villain leaves a lot to be desired. But oh my gosh, there's so much to love about this movie. Like the romance, oh, top tier.
Top tier. It would have been a childhood classic had I watched it as a kid. I think there was a bit of a misunderstanding or maybe a failure on our parts with the tiers, because I feel like childhood classic is a category I should have put more movies in, but because they weren't nostalgic for me, I was like, oh, I can't put it there, But that's okay.
Fair.
It's still fun.
All right. Last two. So first, Cheetah Girls.
Don't hate me.
I'm gonna.
I put it in Never Again for me. Seeing it once was enough. I really didn't jive with it. Let's move on quickly. I know it's like untouchable or childhood classic for you. So
it's childhood classic. Second one is better. Raven Simone's character sucks in this one. It's a little slow, but you know what? You can't deny this movie sticks with you forever.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're you. Last one, our season finale was Lemonade Mouth.
I put it in Untouchable.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was so great.
Okay, I put this in I Have Notes.
Ooh, tell me more.
Like, the music is great. The characters are complex and fun to watch, but this movie isn't like everything to me, It's good. It's not the greatest, but it's good. And I'm not really sure what I have a note about exactly, but I definitely have notes.
That's totally fair. I was extremely generous. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 movies in Untouchable, which is ridiculous. I should not have done that. Again, I think partially because I misinterpreted childhood classic as it had to be a childhood classic for me. But I was very generous. So I think you're onto something there with Lemonade Mouth. But I loved it.
Yeah. All right. That was our tier rankings for everything we watched in season 1.
And just a note, like, if you guys were interested in anything we touched on that you haven't seen the episode and didn't know what we meant or thought it was funny, like, go listen to the episode, because we go really in depth about all of our feelings, emotions, and thoughts about every single movie in our episodes. So check it out if there was something that piqued your interest.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're pretty funny. So anyway, head to our social media and let us know your own tier rankings for season 1. Next week, we are going to be back with another mini episode, a mini-sode. So we are headed to the Oscars. Well, the Disney Channel Oscars, actually. But we're handing out the most prestigious fake awards that we can. So tune in to see who is taking home the coveted Best Movie prize.
And Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Enjoy the holidays with your family. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Once Upon a DCOM.
Like what you just heard? Leave us a rating and review. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at onceuponadecom.podcast and share this podcast with your Disney-loving friends.
A big thanks to Gabby for editing this whole podcast together.
Thanks, friend. And don't forget to subscribe because there's always a new episode on the way. This is Gabriella
and Natalie
signing off with a sprinkle of pixie dust
and a whole lot of nostalgia.